just shifting focus to the United States of America, we're looking at an entirely new theater. That's the AUKUS. We know Prime Minister Narendra Modi went to the United States of America. The Quad Summit was a great success. But how do you see the Quad vis-a-vis AUKUS, which is a military alliance, and it is very openly says it's a counter-China alliance?
Well, look, I'm not part of AUKUS, so what AUKUS says doesn't say it's for them to decide. My understanding of it is a large part of it derives from a particular capability, which is an Australian submarine capability, and whatever discussions the concerned countries have had about enhancing that capability. But very frankly, I don't see a particular connection between any of that and the Quad. I mean, first of all, two of us in the Quad, Japan and us, have not involved in it. Secondly, a lot of Quad countries, two of them or one of them sometimes, have other relationships, other trilaterals or quadrilaterals or other organizations. So it's not that there's any understanding that the four Quad countries only deal among themselves. Everybody deals with everybody else. I mean, we ourselves have a trilateral, we and Australia with Indonesia. We have a trilateral, we and Australia with Japan. In fact, interestingly, we and Australia have a trilateral with France, okay, which was supposed to meet in New York, which didn't. Look, today, the nature of diplomacy has changed. This combination of countries is sitting together and figuring out how best to advance their interests and address their concerns. This is getting more and more routinized. This is evolution of the international order, partly because we are moving away from the bipolar and the unipolar world. So even the United States, finds it useful to work with other countries. And obviously other, lesser powers even more so. The fact is also that the reality of the strategic landscape, multilateral solutions and initiatives are not readily available. So I think to some extent, the UN is gridlocked, it is anachronistic, it's often not there. So when you have that situation, but the problems are still real and pressing, I think countries have just decided, okay, we'll go find our own fix. And this is one of those cases.
Minister, you've been at the very tops of India's official machinery, and now you're the minister. Very curious to know, and I'm sure a lot of other people are as well, if you could give us a little bit of insight into how the machine sort of recalibrated itself from a Trump administration to a Biden administration. We all know what the Trump administration was like. Yeah, I just want to know, how is it dealing with Trump, and how different is it dealing with a President Biden?
Our machine or their machine?
Ours.
Our machine.
Yes.
Okay. Look,
And your ministry in particular.
Oh, sure. Oh, that's the machine which we're talking. It's the nature of our business to adjust to whatever is out there. Okay. I mean, if you have a Trump administration, you obviously study the Trump administration, dissect it, figure out who are the players, what makes them move, how do you make your pitch, what are their sensitivities. So it's, in a sense, a universal proposition. I mean, diplomacy is about studying foreign governments, countries, administrations, and figuring out how to get your work done. Now, I quite take your point that there's a contrast between Trump and Biden. You study it and decide how to adjust your, your working methods and your agenda and your articulation and, in a sense, your tactics.
Is it a fair assessment from the outside that the Modi government would have been more comfortable continuing to work with the Trump administration than it is working with the Democrat administration, which whenever it gets an opportunity, likes to raise issues sometimes which the Indian government or the ruling party doesn't find very happy to have to engage with?
No, look, I first, my first experience with Prime Minister Modi engaging the United States was not with Trump, it was with Obama. Okay? Now, I want you to go back when Trump won the election. And if you check back, many of you actually said it's going to be very difficult for Indians to deal with Trump. Okay? Then, when the next guy wins the election, all of you say it's going to be very difficult for the Indians to deal with Biden. Now, I hate to disappoint you. We're going to be actually fairly good at dealing with whoever is out there. That's our job.